Hey everyone, Chris here from the Business Report Show. It has been a busy couple weeks at work as I am planning and kicking off some new initiatives for the year at the firm. And it doesn't help that two of my team members have been offline, so I've been having a lot more work to do on my plate, and I haven't been able to allocate more time to creating these videos. That being said, I wanted just to provide a quick update on a few things, including our Small Cap Trade Challenge. But let's start out with Wealthsimple Tax. For a lot of us Canadians, tax time is literally just around the corner, so you make sure you better get those filings done. I decided to use Wealthsimple Tax just to give it a try because I'm using Wealthsimple Trade and I'm using the Wealthsimple High Interest Savings Account, so I thought, why not give it a try? And I want just to let you guys know about how that experience went. First off, I will say signing up and getting logged in, because I already had a Wealthsimple account, was fairly straightforward and fairly easy. Second, the step-by-step process and the simplicity of their user interface made it very easy for me to file my taxes. Now, that being said, this year for me, my taxes were pretty straightforward, other than some of the work from home items that I'm eligible since we've been stuck working at home during COVID. So getting some of those additional forms added in wasn't too hard. There's a simple search bar, and all you do is you type in the form that you're looking for, and it pops up and you click on it, and then Wealthsimple adds it to your tax filing. One of the things that I will say with the Canada Revenue Agency that's made it easy is you can connect to CRA My Account, which is the online account for your Canada Revenue Agency items. And you now have the ability, and it doesn't have to be specifically for Wealthsimple Tax, but with all these online tax filing softwares, you can easily connect your CRA My Online account with this tax filing software, and it pre-fills a lot of things that they already have on hand. So the T4 for my employer and some of the tax slips for my trading at some of the banks, and including Wealthsimple, easily transferred over into this, and it saved a tremendous amount of time. I remember when I was first filing taxes many moons ago, it was very tedious to have everything on hand, printed out, and typed in. So the fact that you can connect with your CRA account now, and with one click of a button, it transfers all the information, it's super handy. Now, you still need to review that information to make sure it's accurate, but overall, my experience with that was quite seamless. One thing that I will say is prior to using Wealthsimple Tax, over the last 2 years, I'd been using the H&R Block online filing software system, and that's a great system also. But one thing that Wealthsimple Tax caught that the H&R Block system did not catch, and this could be maybe because of the connection with my CRA account, is that I had some leftover non-capital losses that I didn't use up in previous years. And so this was a bit of a surprise for me, and of course provided me with a bit of a bump up on my tax return that I'll be receiving this year. And so I give props to Wealthsimple Tax on that end for the software being able to pick that up and notify me if I wanted to use that loss. So overall, I do give the Wealthsimple Tax a thumbs up. That being said, if you do have business losses or business gains, or if you have multiple businesses and investments outside of your regular job, I would highly recommend seeking an accountant. When I owned my own consulting firm and when I was doing a lot of side businesses, I sent my taxes to my accountant just because it was a lot easier. They caught a lot of things that normally I would not have caught when doing my taxes. So depending on your situation that you're in, if you have a fairly straightforward tax filing this year, I highly recommend Wealthsimple Tax. And the other thing is it's free to use. Now there's a button to call it tip, or to transfer some funds, up to you, any amount that you want at the end if you like your experience. And of course, if you pay a certain amount over, you do get their audit protection and coverage. So I ended up just putting 30 bucks in. It was well worth it. Previous filings normally cost me anywhere from $75 to $150 a filing. So I thought 30 bucks wasn't a bad trade-off considering how easy this process was. So the second thing I just wanted to quickly touch base on was the markets. The markets have been a little bit red. I think what we're seeing right now is we're not quite at the bottom. I think we're seeing a slow trend down. And having gone through a lot of these cycles, I'd like to start increasing my cash reserves because some of the stocks that I am following are hitting their 52-week highs. And right now it seems like there's hesitation in the markets to break through some of those highs to create new highs. And so what I'd like to do during these market cycles is to reserve more of my cash, take profit on some of the gains that I've experienced over the last year. So for some of the stocks that I have over 25 to 30% gains, I've taken profit on those so I can short my cash reserves and find some good stocks to buy in over the course of the next couple months. And so during these times, I do like to put some cash into some of the more traditional dividend paying large cap stocks that I don't have to worry if they dip, because over the last decades, they still rebound from their dips. And these are super long-term stocks that I know are going to be stable in my portfolio, and I'm not too worried about them. And so one of the stocks that I've added to my general portfolio is Canadian Utilities. It's an arm of ATCO, and ATCO is a distributor of natural gas and other power products here in the province of Alberta. And so one of the things I like about Canadian Utilities is that it's one of those large cap stable stocks, has a good dividend, and it's not bad to be in utilities when you have market volatility. One thing that we've seen throughout the various ups and downs market is that the utilities tend to be very stable. And that's because no matter how bad things are, people still need power, people still need heat to live. So utility stocks are often great to get into when you're sitting on some cash and the markets are really volatile and growth stocks are still trending downwards. I like to look for some of these stocks. Other than Canadian Utilities, I'm also keeping my eye on Fortis. I was trying to get in on Fortis before it passed $50 a share. It's bumped up to about 52, 53 in recent days. Once it comes back down a little bit lower, I'll be looking to put an entry into Fortis, which is another utilities player in the Alberta market. Now, the last update I want to get is our Wealthsimple Small Cap Trade Challenge. It's actually been fairly flat overall, and it's probably good that we've diversified over a bunch of small cap stocks, because yesterday, and I've tried looking into the news, but with our Farmers Edge IPO stock that we bought, and it hit a high of $19. So we had seeing some really nice gains on Farmers Edge. I looked through, scoured the web, I looked into the CDAR filings. I couldn't find any information or any specific filings that Farmers Edge would have done to essentially get this bump up. So I'm not 100% sure. I will be following it closely just to see. I'm assuming there may be some good earnings announcements or some good acquisitions in the pipeline, or potential new customers or contracts that they're ready to announce. So look for some more upside on Farmers Edge there. HPQ continues to take a bit of a hit. I did buy on the last time it dipped below $1, and so my average cost is just shy of $1.30. HPQ is trading in a range right now, and it's taken some hits, but I still see the long-term potential for this company, so I'm going to hang on to HPQ for a lot longer. So despite some of the struggles the cannabis companies have had over the last couple of weeks as investors reposition out of some of these high growth stocks, it looks like High Tide didn't do too bad. It had good quarterly earnings announcements, and it also announced some good news about filing some of the last bit of paperwork that they need to start trading on the NASDAQ, which is great because that's going to give a lot more exposure to this stock, especially to US investors. Although they do trade on the OTC market, if you want that volume and you want that push up, you do definitely need to get on the big exchanges. So that was really good news. Looks like investors like that. That stock continues to go up. We are in a positive position on that. We had some ups and downs with Hamilton Thorne. It had dipped below our entry point, and then over the last couple trading days, it's kind of gone back up. So I like that one for the long term, so we'll continue to hang on to that. Our oil into New Vista Energy, of course, with the oil contracts taking a bit of a hit over the last few trading days. All oil stocks are taking the hit. Even Suncor in my main primary portfolio has taken a bit of a hit. Again, for the oil stocks, I see more of that as a midterm play, and we'll see some rebound once the economy starts opening up. There's a little concern that the COVID variant is going to lengthen the shutdown that's happening over in Europe, which is also a big consumer of petroleum products, which is why you're seeing oil futures take a bit of a hit over the last few trading days. But I think overall the financials look great, especially if oil can stay in this $60 range. For a lot of these companies, they're making profit right now because they've been producing oil for many years. And so there's not a lot of additional capital expenditures they need, like exploration companies, to go and drill for more oil. So for these companies, I feel the free cash flow and the dividends, hopefully if they ever do come back for some of these stocks, will definitely give it a good push up for the midterm. Other than that, the other stocks that we have in our small cap trade challenge have been pretty flat over the last few trading sessions. So we'll just keep an eye on those ones. And again, sticking to our thesis of some of these are being held for more of the long term. We'll just ride out this volatility wave over the next few weeks. Well, that's it, guys. Just want to give you a quick update on what's happening in the markets and what's happening in our challenge portfolio. And don't forget to drop your comments below. We just surpassed 400 subscribers, so thank you so much, everybody who has subscribed and who continue to watch my videos. I've got a couple great videos in the pipeline that are going to take me a little bit more time to produce and put together, but I know you guys are gonna like it, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button so you get notified when I do upload those videos, and make sure you give this video a like. Every little bit helps. With that, have a great day. Always be learning, always be investing. I'll catch you in the next video.